So this is Engineering Failures by Avery Neves, me. So I did the Chernobyl disaster, and so it just took place at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Ukraine. It was a nuclear disaster, and basically what happened was they activated the rods to go into the reactor when they shouldn't have, because they didn't know at the time that lead caused the explosion to react faster, and so it ended up exploding and catching on fire. So the consequences were immediately everyone inside was trying to get out. They had to call the fire department and everything. They had to try and get it under wraps where they could stop it, but it didn't really work that well. So immediately radioactive materials into the atmosphere and contaminated a lot of the areas around it. So the immediate impact of the Chernobyl disaster was the explosion of reactor number 4 and the fire that happened. And they also had they were also trying to contain and limit the radiation exposure because it was such a bad event that they could just try and do their best, but it is unfortunately wasn't enough. The long-term impact and aftermath, the long-term health effects included increased rates of cancer from the nuclear or the radiation. They also had birth defects and a huge rate of thyroid cancer around, or thyroid disorders. And obviously the surrounding areas, the radiation levels are higher, and now you can only go in certain limits of the area. And on a tour guide, you have to have a radiation um, uh, monitor there just to see how high the radiation is, and if it's too high, you can't go over there. It's just a bad event overall, and luckily from that event, we also learned that lead speeds up the reaction, and now we don't use lead rods anymore because lead is pretty bad for that. And then it was meant to stop it, but it did not.